Let's look at the cognitive biases now. We're going to look at them one by one and talk about some examples. What are cognitive biases? They are a feature of human psychology that skews belief information. Exactly, Grant. As much as we like to think we can be objective, right? We are human and we are influenced by things, and our objective, clear thinking can be skewed by various biases that we may not even be aware we have. And so these fascinate me because these tend to be universal biases. They are not limited just to, Americans or certain groups of people. This is something that humans do. So in college, my degree required a lot of psychology, a lot of psych classes, a lot of sociology, and I find this type of information really fascinating, that we can make these generalizations about humans. And not that everyone is true of every person in every situation, but generally speaking, these things are real. So the first one we're going to talk about is belief bias. This is evaluating reasoning by how believable its conclusion is. And we do this all the time without realizing it. And this is the one that your textbook gave you. All pit bulls are dogs. Some dogs bite. Therefore, some pit bulls bite. Well, we look right at that conclusion, and we know that to be true, so we accept the argument in general. Doesn't matter if it's valid or not. The conclusion's believable, right? So we go with it. And we do this in all sorts of scenarios in life. So that's just an example of a belief bias. Now, confirmation bias is another cognitive bias that's related to belief bias. There could be some overlap there. But this is a tendency to attach more weight to considerations that support our views. So this we definitely do. When we hear evidence in favor of something that we already believe, we're going to believe that more than if it's evidence, let's say, against what we believe or in favor of something we don't believe in. So, oh yes. So your book used the example of Fox News. So if you're a fan of Fox News and you hear bad things about Fox News, that they're biased, etc., you're not going to tend to attach much weight to those claims because you are a fan of Fox News. But let's say you're someone who hates Fox News and says it's just completely right-wing and conservative, and then you're going to like any kind of considerations that agree with that, right? So, and some of us may do the same for CNN, etc. I'm going to go ahead and agree with a negative comment about it because I already believe that. So that's what confirmation bias is. It's when you hear some bit of evidence that confirms, right, a bias that you already have, a belief that you already have.